Welcome back, everyone.
See how many more rolls you can fail in the last hour.
Yeah, it's been a very red session.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So
Lots of rolls though. Like we did a
y'all
lot
been
of
doing
rolling.
a lot of stuff. Like XP's been stacking up if you have been highlighting and doing your highlighted stuff. So, I think now we actually do see Kim awaken. The first thing, you're in a communal area, and the first thing you hear, like, just someone say, like, "Oh, he's waking up." Um, and there are like people around in general. I think
Sure.
it's probably it's like the next morning. I think you took a bullet wound or two, but it was just, I believe, 2 harm after armor.
Yeah.
So it's like it's scabbed up right now.
This is heal by itself?
If you're at 6 o'clock or before, yes, it
Okay.
heals on its own slowly over time, and it's been a night. And there are no rules for specifically how fast it heals, so I think you're down to 1 harm.
Alright. So Kim wakes up, he feels like shit. I don't think he immediately knows where he
Is Kim a
is or
he,
what happened.
or has that been decided? I thought Kim was ambiguous, but is that just appearance?
I don't use they.
Okay.
For Kim. It's just
Okay.
like he or she.
Oh, okay.
Depending on which one I feel is more appropriate. So yeah, I guess she the first thing she does is like look for her gun. Like, not that she's going for it, but like it's the first thing she does when she wakes up.
It's
She
your
knows where she
security.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. I assume you don't have it on you. Is that right, Whisk?
What was that?
Did you take Kim's gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What about that knife I picked up?
Did you like full on search him then? I imagine.
I doubt I was that thorough.
Okay, so yeah, you still have the knife on you then.
So Kim's like doesn't find his gun, instantly worried. It's like, oh, this knife is still on me. Right. And like I think
looking around,
looking up and like seeing like where they are.
Radar is near. She's sort of like just sitting cross-legged on. I don't imagine. Actually, no, they're probably beds. It's not everyone sleeping on the floor. There's probably like a bunk. So Radar's sitting on a chair, just sort of like leaning over to you. She says, "Hi, welcome back."
Oh. You talk. And Kim's like,
Sometimes, just not when Bean's around.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I think you see Sibel is nearby, and she's. I think you can tell she's with Radar. Like, she's just sort of nearby, not participating in the conversation, but like just watching it within earshot. Neither of them are armed. She's just letting Radar do all the talking. She says, "Feeling a bit better? We just heard you got dropped off here by some of Whisk's men. Something happened?"
Yeah, we had a little fight, nothing too serious, I guess. And he looks around and not see anybody.
There are other people around.
Yeah, I don't
just
see like
talking.
I don't see anyone with a shotgun like looking at me.
You don't see any guards, as I don't believe Whisk left any guards. So, yeah, it's in terms of dangerous people. You don't see anyone who is there. I will add, looking around, this place is packed.
Right.
Like every bed is being used. I think it sort of fades in now. There is just this loud buzz of conversation just from the sheer number of people that are there. Any of the people that are still asleep, you can see some people just sharing beds that don't have enough for themselves, and they're like single beds.
Yeah, Kim like looks around. It's like, God, I must have been out for a while.
Not that long, but it's just been. We had a lot more people The well, just came to check up on you when I heard you were here.
Appreciate
Did
it.
Whisk shoot you?
Kim starts getting up.
All right. Yeah. Radar asks, like, was Whisk the one who got you shot?
Let's just say I got myself shot. Had it coming. I'm surprised I'm still here. It's the way she wants to handle it. Fine.
All right.
Can I do anything for you?
She's about to say something, but then gets interrupted. Near the entrance to this like community center, there's someone who is like banging up like a wooden, like a pot and a spoon together to get everyone's attention. It's another one of the shepherds. In fact, I think this is Mercer himself, who's making this announcement, and he says, "Can I get everyone's attention? Thank you." Unfortunately, and he like takes a moment to look around. I have a sad announcement to make. Due to the number of people and the number of facilities that we have, food has been rationed. And then, of course, commotion starts to like question. People start throwing questions, and commotion starts rising. He speaks over all of them. He says, well, I don't say it in character. Basically, he gives a bunch of details for how people can get their food rations,
Sure.
where you can go to get them.
It's been burger.
Yeah. But he basically announces that is a thing. People are unhappy, and he simply leaves with he says that hopefully they're looking for ways to improve their food supply, and he hopes that this will just be temporary, but there are no promises. And then he just leaves. Whisk, did he like this is probably a thing that isn't super sudden. Is the wood stove, and I think you can probably just say, is the wood stove cooperating with the, like, do you want to just supply food anyways, because lots of food is kind of your thing? Or I think Felice would have at one point asked you like to hold off and limit food. But she doesn't literally own your shop, so it's up to you.
Mm-hmm. I think the only difference I'm now making as far as my business goes is that I now take donations for the pot. And I only, because like I used to do the pot out of pocket, right? I used to basically make the pot out of everything, and now that's getting, to do this rationing, it's getting harder to like afford that.
Yeah.
So for the pot, I started taking donations, and that donated food would go into like storage, and then that storage would only be used for the pot.
That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Mercer would mention like the wood stove is probably like one of the few places to go to for rationed food.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's probably like official, like, if you work for Felice, here's her rations for you. After Mercer leaves, Radar just like puts her fingers like between her eyes and just says, "Yeah, things are getting worse here. I actually want to talk to you about that." Sorry?
I like to read her.
Okay, sure.
She's very, very, very polite.
I believe that's one hold.
What does she wish I would do?
She wants you to join her and say yes to the proposition she's about to offer.
Okay.
She says, "Listen, Kim, things aren't... Shepherds kind of have the insider knowledge, and things aren't going well here. Gonna be blunt. Fleece is screwing it all up. Few of us have talked to her about it, but she kind of likes her iron grip. I don't want it to happen, but if it goes bad, I'd like your help. If we're patching people up, and to be honest, you're pretty good in a fight.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to make promises I can't keep, but I know that with Fleece, if Fleece isn't in charge anymore, you won't have to work for her for free.
Listen, I don't agree with a lot of things Fleece is doing.
We have that in common.
I think she's running this rig the right way. So maybe lock down the doors, stop all these people from coming in.
So that's a no.
What exactly are you planning? Let's go to the infirmary and open that place up. Let's talk about this.
She says privately.
Privately.
Roll plus hot to convince her.
Sure.
She's holding her cards close to her chest.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah.
Okay. She just says, "No can do." Actually, that's a bit boring to say no. What moves have I got?
Turn my move against me?
No. I think that she simply says, you know, I think I heard something about what was his name? Oh yeah, Setter. I heard you had something to do with him. Not many people know him, but you say yes. I don't think we need to talk in your infirmary. I just think that if you're on board, I can make that disappear. If you aren't, well, I actually don't have any control over what happens. Rumors fly very quickly. Kim.
This has a big mouth.
She doesn't say anything to that.
If you can shut it, do what you ask.
Sorry, I actually didn't hear what you said.
If you can shut it, I'll do what you ask.
Done. But if you don't, well, you already know the secret's going to get out. This can be...
You guys are going to get patched up. Don't worry about that.
Good, we might need it. I don't know if you've seen Fleece fly into a rage. Rare. When Bean died, she didn't, but she's obviously dangerous. Now, I hope you recover well. And she like full on gives you like a salute,
Sure.
a mock salute, and leaves.
All right. See, I think Kim like yeah, Kim's just going to go set up the infirmary. And I might decide like how aggressive he wants to be. He just got shot. He wants to work a gig, I guess. He needs money.
That makes sense. Okay.
But I think he also wants to go and talk with police. But, you know, it's just, he's had a bad day.
Okay. I think you go out to the infirmary, and it's like there are people. Do you have any staff at this infirmary?
I would like to have staff.
They're not medically trained staff; they're just more logistic staff. Or what's it say?
I would like there to be somebody that wants to become my apprentice.
I'll check the playbook. If it doesn't say anything, then I will say yes, because that's interesting.
I thought you got like 2 people, or I might be thinking about.
I can't steal people. If I can steal people, I just steal Litz and say Litz wants to be a doctor, and she also wants to keep an eye on me.
She doesn't trust you with scalpel. No, she's going to say
definitely. She'd say no now. But yeah, we can just make up new people. I have some names if you don't have any names.
You get an infirmary, a workspace with life support, a drug lab, and a crew of 2.
Right.
Get patients into it, and you can work on them like a savvy head on tech. Ooh, nice. So, are they Shigusa and Mox, or just are they people that we've seen?
They're not people we've seen. I'm gonna call them Joyce.
I have an idea.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Flag and Flack, the 2 guys in the fishing shack.
The drunks?
Yeah. They were drunk then, in the place that you get drunk, yes.
I don't think they've been on screen enough.
Okay.
So no.
All right.
I'll give you 2 new names. This is Joyce and Adrian.
Joyce and Adrian. What about the like normal names?
Yeah, Kim's a normal name too.
Weirdos.
True. Yeah. Well, it's like an old-fashioned name. It's like naming your kid something that was popular.
Yeah, right. Like I have a grandma named Joyce.
Yeah, maybe they're old. We don't know.
But this is old enough that people have forgotten. So it's like naming like someone Ethelred or something like
Augustus or something like that. It's like, what? That's not a thing anyone's called these days. All right. So they're your assistants. Do they both do the same thing, or do they both like specialize in certain?
I think one of them is just like a receptionist, and the other one probably wants to learn how to be a doctor.
So they're acting as like your nurse and assistant for now?
Yeah.
Who's who?
Let's see. Say Joyce wants to be a doctor.
All right.
So she can be my assistant, and then Adrian is my receptionist. You guys see the Ghostbusters movie, the new one, with the blonde hair?
But Chris Pratt was the receptionist there, right?
Yeah, let's do that. That's Adrian.
Okay.
It wasn't Chris Pratt. It was
Chris Pine.
It was Thor.
It was Thor.
Oh, it's Thor. Okay, so it was Chris Hemsworth. That Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was perfect. And that's actually really good because he can handle troublesome patients.
Oh yeah. He's a little trouble himself, but it'll be fun.
So,
So I guess I opened the place up. Like I think it's like brand new. Like a lot of it is probably like stuff I've scavenged from around the place. Like make it look like really clean and sterile.
Yeah.
Like we probably have those lights, those big fluorescent lights and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You want to work a gig, right?
Yep.
All right. So I have an idea for a gig.
Sure.
Very shortly into your opening day, you can treat a bunch of shepherds that are not a bunch of shepherds, a bunch of travelers, because a group of travelers arrive, as they seem to do even more frequently now, and they've just come off. They while in transit here, they've been attacked by raiders.
Okay. Yeah, I can help them.
Yeah. All right. I think yeah, they were coming from Dockyard.
Yeah, I think Kim helps them, and I suggest they might want to keep going.
To what do we call it? Crest is what they would ask.
Yeah, Crest. Crest would be good.
Is that far away enough? I heard this place was safe. One of them would say.
But listen to the radio. There's ice raiders on their way.
They're nearby, but the place is a fortress.
You ain't the first people that have been attacked here. What are you going to do when it's time to leave or trade?
We'll work happily. And I think you're talking to probably like
sure,
an older woman in her like 50s, and she has like I think a knife wound or something.
Kim says, "Look around. Lots of able hands around."
Really want us to go?
Well, I think would be smart.
Are you like doing your best to try to convince this woman?
Yeah.
Let's name her. Okay, you want to fall into that. Her name is Ula.
Okay.
Yeah, roll plus hot to try and convince Ula to just like go on and that this place is no longer safe.
This is not safe.
Most people do. Oh, you already rolled? That was that?
Nope.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. Cool.
That 6 minus was to reader, I think. Oh no, that was to convince Radar.
6 minus was to convince Radar to like. Yeah.
Yes, move along, nameless NPC. I roll a 10 now. This is what's important.
Yeah, the least one of the least important rolls in the game. You roll in this session, and you roll a 10.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're right, then my people aren't safe here." And she's like with a dozen other like a bunch of people, probably like 30 people combined have arrived with her.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been happening for some time. People have arrived sort of in like groups. No one travels alone.
I think Kim's been keeping his mouth shut, but now he's like, there's just too many people.
Yep. Crest. And she like double checks that she knows the right direction, which I think she didn't, and you had to correct her where it was.
Or you can head out east. A few places off the map I've been. Not as well supplied, but making your life out there.
Thank you. If it's
You see there, Finland?
We lose him?
I think so.
Oh, I can't believe Palmer just died.
Yeah.
Well, he's been trying to kill everybody else today.
He just let out, you know? He had to cut and he didn't get stabilized.
MC is dead. Long live the MC. It's me now. I'm running the game.
Okay. How many goons show up at my door this time?
40. 42.
I run away. There's a window. I jump out.
It doesn't work. You died.
I come back now. Now I'm the news. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back.
All right, there he's back.
Sorry about that.
Right.
My motherboard crashed, which included my Wi-Fi USB attachment because my motherboard. It happens increasingly often. I think my motherboard is dying.
Uh-oh.
Are you still there?
He just dropped out of chat. There he is.
Okay.
Okay, that was weird. I pressed disconnect a while ago, and I think it just registered it.
That makes sense.
Okay, so what did I last say? I was saying you could work the gig fine. Angel gigs tend to be rather easy, in my opinion, for the most part, compared to most other gigs.
I mean, there's not really anything to roll. So.
Nope, I don't think. Let me check about supply. You have your full access to your full Angel kit again, all of your supply.
Okay.
I don't think any of these NPCs are like dying. I think the ones that were dying died or were left behind. So I don't think you need to necessarily spend stock. And I don't think your gigs tell you have to spend stock to do it. So
well, if you're treating someone, and if you look at the speed the recovery thing,
only for PCs.
Oh, is it only for PCs?
The only if you want is to use it to treat an NPC, spend one stock. They're stable and they'll recover in time. But I think the people that were unstable were left behind.
Makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, if okay. So I think you can. Let's see. Serve. Yeah, you totally can. Meanwhile, and this is probably happening like that morning, same time that Kim is doing this. I think that we see Mimi and the one who the artist formerly known as Grigsby.
The news formerly known as Grigsby. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a symbol.
They're in their old. Yeah, that's yeah. You're in the now abandoned broadcast station. It's only been like a week, so there's no layer of dust. Everything is exactly how you remember it, though those memories might be hazy. I'm curious as to how you feel coming back here. As this used to be like the place of your kind of identity as old Grigsby, where you did your Grigsbying, but now I imagine you feel very differently about it.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of a calming feeling that happens when he enters the station. But like he goes to sit down in his chair and like it's too short for him now. It's like too low to the ground. His knees are like banging into the desk. He like fumbles with the microphone setup and like cracks and breaks some stuff as he's like trying to adjust everything. And like it's all too obvious that what he is now just doesn't fit here anymore. And he kind of looks to Mimi and just shrugs kind of helplessly, like
yeah,
he has no place in this place anymore.
She hold on, why isn't this working? Oh, it's because my disconnect from Roll20. She sort of she understands and she tries to help him. She says, I can do it. I can make the announcement. What do you want me to say? I also, as a heads up, I think you're aware of the food rationing because they would go throughout everywhere and tell people it.
Right. Yeah, I think he tells her to say that there's someone on the station that's going to help. That the food may be rationed now, but that's going to be taken care of. That safety might be a concern, but there are those working to make everyone on the rig safe.
All right.
I think that's about it. Like, and yeah, we discussed this before. I think he explicitly tells Mimi that no one is to know that this plant monster is Grigsby. Like, Grigsby is dead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can hear the voice of the mask, which speaks with the voice of old Grigsby, that says, you know, for it to really matter, in order to even really know that she cares about you, truly, you know what you have to do.
If I converse with the mask, do I have to do it out loud and sound crazy, or like is this like an inner thing going on?
That's up to you.
Nope, gonna go crazy. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he says, just now I don't want to hear that voice. I'll come to terms with what is, and then we'll figure out what it is you want.
All right. It sounds like you'd like to act under fire.
Yeah.
All right. Do it.
Well, partial success.
Partial. So it is still a regular act under fire. Now, let me check exactly what act under fire says. Normally, actually, lately we've just been rolling 6 minuses for it, so. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. The NC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. All right. So how would I put this? I think that obviously Mimi hears you talking to yourself. I think that if you do this and resist the mask, then this will be the first crack in her like belief that you are relatively okay. She might have she begins to wonder if you're actually crazy. Alternatively, you could offer her the gift without her thinking that.
Thus starts the new apocalypse of the plant people.
Yes. Do you lose Amy one way or another?
Hard choice. It's a hard choice. I think, given that he doesn't have enough information, I think he's going to go with the just not doing anything right now, resisting the mask.
All right.
And he'll deal with the fallout as it comes, because there's a part of him that hears this voice and hears what it wants and just wants to get Mimi away from it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So even if she thinks he's crazy and he never sees her again, at least she's not going to be, greened.
Yeah. Perfect. So of course she's with you right now. She's just gonna say, okay, well, I'll make the announcement. And then unfortunately I have to go back to work. Are you okay to stay here? And yeah, you're looking around and it's your old place. Are you okay to stay in your old place? Like,
I
for a
think he
while?
just says that he'll be around and leaves it at that.
Okay. She does not ask anymore. And then I think she makes the announcement. For the first time in a week or so, the speakers blare on. Everyone can hear them. It's Mimi's voice, and she makes an inspiring sort of reassurance to all of the people here. I think you can. Everyone can hear this, like in the entire rig. She assures them that everything is going to be fine, that they're going to find ways for everyone to survive no matter what. She will assure people that everyone will be welcome here. And she basically says what you say, what you told her to, but also puts her like, she puts on, I don't think it's genuine right now, but she still puts on her own metaphorical mask of like bubbliness and joyfulness, which was once genuine. Yeah. I think like we see probably a moment of Ula, the woman who you just convinced like everything is awful here and she has to leave. She's like you rolled a 10+.
Yeah.
So
she hears that, and then maybe she's like, something's not right here.
Yeah, I think she would probably dismiss it as a lie then, because she believes you.
Well, I mean, if she's 50, she probably knows that like announcements like that are par for the course when things are heading down the crapper.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, they're announcing everything's gonna be fine. That means I'm glad we're leaving.
Pretty much.
Perfect.
And
as am I. Whisk, what are you up to? I think you have probably a lot now that Bean's been dealt with, and there are yet more people here. The wood stove is even busier now than possibly it's ever been.
Yeah, business is booming. But
you have less food, and most of the people, unfortunately, don't have the means to pay for anything. They're all after the pot.
Yeah. I mean, there's more people and less resources to go around, but other than that, it's more or less business as usual, right? Like,
I think for the most part, yeah. What's Litz up to at this point? Her and her kids. Is she back at her place?
Yeah, I think they probably are back at their place by now. And I'm still gonna go through with that agreement we made. I'm gonna sometime
find a new angel
in the future try to get the word out for a new doctor and make sure Kim's, ready to be dealt with.
All right. I think you actually you see. I remember before Grigsby passed away, the plan was eventually to like put the word out slowly about the Haas situation, but that just stopped. And so people are like halfway into what the plan was, and so they know something happened with Haas and Kettle and Dogmeat, but very few people know the no one knows in the public, at least, the plant situation.
Yeah.
So I think you sort of, Whisk, you just hear two people talking about it. Like it's sort of like one of those whispers that make you go like suddenly listen in and focus on it above the rest of the crowd that would be everywhere. I think you can see one of I think it's one of the regulars. Let's see which one. Oh, it would definitely be Camo. Camo, like he's around a lot. He's been chatting with Broth while in line, and says, "I tell you, I know I saw it. It was big, really big, and like greenish brown. I don't even know. But it looked like some sort of like tree thing." And Broth is like simultaneously being like, "Yeah, sure you did," but also like giving you the eyes because of course he was there. He was one of your security guys. So he saw what happened with Kettle and Dogmeat. So he's like giving you share a glance. But he's pretending to wave off Camo. Being like, "Yeah, sure you did." And Camo's continuing to basically describe what seems like a like distant sighting of what we know is the being formerly known as Grigsby.
Yay!
Blurry photo, Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's the Rigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, and so Broth is just like waving him off and trying like it was just your imagination, I'm sure. But of course, you and him have both seen something like this before, and so perhaps as soon as like when you have a chance, which probably might not be even until the end of the day with how busy things are, he mentions it to you again. Like, you heard what Camo said. Think you might have actually seen something?
Maybe. There's no way to know, but before I open up shop tomorrow, I'm gonna go make a stop by and see what's up with our patients in quarantine to see if they know anything. Or if one of them's gotten loose.
Say hi to. Well, actually, here's my question. I meant to ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you still consider Kettle like these guys were considered family? Do you still consider Kettle family? And do they still consider Kettle family?
Yes and no. I think it probably is different person to person, obviously, but personally, I'm respecting the wishes to keep them in quarantine, and I've been kind of keeping my distance and just kind of like thinking about it and worrying for news, But like after this new development, it's finally like pushed me over the teeter point of okay, I'm going to go check them out now, regardless of what,
Yeah. Well, I think the most interesting thing then is that Broth is actually one of the people who like don't consider if he's your assistant, then second in command. I think it's more assistant if he doesn't consider Kettle family. He's like that's not Kettle anymore. It looks like Kettle, it talks like Kettle, but it's not. And there's that sort of divide. So he doesn't mention that. He says like, just don't get too attached. And you've probably had this conversation before.
Yeah,
so he doesn't push it.
I just roll my eyes and ignore it, more or less.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go see them? Can I be working on them?
Sorry, I could not understand what you were saying.
Is it your plan to go see Kettle and Bug?
Yeah, right now I'm gonna go and. Well, the plan is probably next session since we're getting close to wrapping up point.
Where I think that was the last scene, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because now that I have my infirmary, I can ask questions about my patients.
You can. You have a lot more power. Like, the Angel is a very powerful playbook.
I'm going to be asking how to remove the plant.
Ooh.
But you don't have to answer that.
You need to get a plant person in the infirmary, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to be a problem, because I've already been asked to research these people, and
yeah, you.
Everybody who isn't a player character seems to be okay with me, or is dead.
Yeah, actually, we'll see how things go.
This was a good. This session was a good season finale.
Yeah.
It was a good, now things are different type of deal. And of course, we had a character death. Excellent for season finale. Yeah.
You could have made a TPK if you had pushed for it. Could have had Whisk kill me, and then you could have had Radar kill
and then
Whisk,
the guards just lose their mind, and then
plant people rule the earth.
I don't know if ruling the earth is what they want. In fact, I know it's not. So it's gonna be fun.
It's not what they want yet.
It's not what they want.
After they see our current government, that might change.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a carrot joke, but I just can't.
Orange, you a fan of carrot jokes?
No,
that was
that was awful. I know. All right, so let's do the end of session hex move.
Okay. I feel like Whisk knows me better.
Yeah, Whisk learned your dark secret. Maybe not darkest. You might have a series of increasingly dark secrets.
I think that's private.
Like one of those Russian dolls of secrets. You just keep opening them up.
Yeah, you just.
I mean, I definitely know that Kim was at some point. He probably might have been an Ice Raider.
I have a lot of questions about the Ice Raiders. We haven't yet seen them in play.
Or maybe maybe not that Ice Raider faction, but there's some kind of Raider for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Who would like to go next?
I think Kim probably knows Whisk better as well.
All right. You rolled me over. But now I know you worse.
You're just on a new plateau of understanding where not as much stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm a little torn. I don't think I don't think anybody knows me better now because I'm a completely new person.
Yeah. Who knows you worse? Well, here's it says if you're not sure, then pick someone at random. For who knows you worse. So,
Fine.
Do you think that Whisk overhearing the sighting of you made them know you worse then? Like thinking you're some sort of monster?
I mean, but they only know that there is a monster, not that it's someone.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, everyone only knows you as a monster.
I feel like
as not Grigsby.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird that Kim just completely abandons Grigsby, but I guess no.
Well, I don't think you completely abandoned him. You did the proper body dropping off. Like it was a week, so you had his body for quite a while.
I mean, by the rules, I feel like I could have revived him, but I guess I'm trying to resolve that character player. It's always a problem.
Yeah. Maybe he just would have been fictionally. Maybe he just you were out of stock in that room, in Frost's room.
Yeah.
And so maybe you just knew as a character it would have taken too long to go get your own other stock.
Oh, that's what it is. Like carrying him back to the infirmary took so long. He probably had brain death, and I knew that if I brought him back, it wouldn't be the same Grigsby.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, I'm just gonna roll a D2 on this one because you've both probably heard rumors and whatnot and shit like that. So
yeah.
All right, so yeah, it'd be Kim.
Okay. So now I get to have sex with somebody.
What?
That's my sex move. Whenever I have sex with somebody, we changed their hex to +3. So.
Or I could just show you my horribly grotesque face.
Also, yeah, that works. No, it counts.
No,
their hex with you goes to +3.
Because I'm grotesque. Every PC who sees me immediately goes to +3 if I'm unmasked.
All right.
So you gain some very horrible understanding.
Yep. Knowledge best left unknown. Well, this was a very good session. I just don't know what to say. This was even stranger than the Haas session, to be honest.
So,
well, to be fair, the Haas session made
it led
this session to be
still,
as fucked up.
Yeah, it set the precedent.
Haas is interesting as a character. Also, I think he's still locked up in his room under guard.
I feel like I could have some flashbacks with Haas if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to play a different character next time. Because I have this idea for a character to play after Kim, or maybe I'll buy the playbook move and let me play 2 characters. I'd like to set them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, here's an idea. Go chasing after another PC and try to save them. That's pretty much death for you.
I don't want it to be Kim. It's a different character. I mean, you're allowed to play different characters in Apocalypse Roll, right? Like, pick them up and put them down?
I've not heard of that,
No. I mean, usually if you're changing to another character, it's because of death or an advancement that you picked up.
There's not really anything in here about picking up and playing, but we could see if you want to do that, we could see if we can make a custom move for it.
Well, it's an advanced move if I want a second character, but I'm kind of far away from that.
But that's it's assumed to be a second character you're playing at the same time, as you're not putting one up, like playing a specific one for the session.
Okay.
But I don't think. I think that's why it's not mentioned in this. The reason it's not is because if your character is an NPC at this time, it's like while you're playing your other character, it's very dangerous for them. Even under the best of circumstances.
Oh, you mean like okay?
Because a character in Apocalypse World, unlike many other games where you can just pick up and play characters, is immersed in the web of character relationships.
Okay.
And so it would be impossible to properly, I guess, affect the world around them and have that change without that character also changing. And if like this session here, if you miss an entire session as a character, a lot has changed since then.
I feel like Kim's pretty much set up. He'll spend a lot of time in this lab. And like the main thing is that when do other characters act on him? Right? He's not going to be very proactive next session, but let's see what happens, I guess.
Well, yeah, Radar said they would take care of Litz, and then I'm curious as to you did say you wanted a plant person. That There are a few plant people, one of which is a player character, and others of which the player character is about to go visit. So, one of which is still considered family by a player character.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching this crazy, crazy episode of Apocalypse World. This is only session 4. I don't even know. Did you guys get any other advances? I know about the infirmary, and I know about the extra move that the Faceless got. Anything else?
Just one away.
One away?
Only you had helped me.
Terrible.
Quick, put someone so I can light at him. No.
Unfortunately, it's past time. I have to go. I know hungry and want to eat food. Okay.
All right, later.
Later.